Will you advocate to increase VTA funding so hours and areas of service for paratransit are expanded and costs to the users are reduced? Supervisor and VTA Board member Cortese, please go first and answer yes or no.
Yes. I'm happy to advocate for that increase. So that's my answer. And the only elaboration I would give is that over the course of VTA's history, about 12 years of which I've been a part of, there's been some ups and downs in terms of funding for paratransit, meaning at times it's been under-regulated, and in essence, it became a little bit too easy for people to qualify that I think many of you would even agree shouldn't have been the case at that time. And I think currently we're hearing loud and clear from seniors that this particular service is needed to be expanded to make sure that we have a seamless transportation system. So yes, I will advocate for it.
Thank you, Supervisor. Council member and VTA Chair Pazinski, please answer yes or no, and you have 1 minute to elaborate.
Thank you. My answer is yes. And I wanted to expand very briefly on Supervisor Cortese's comments. When I was previously board chair in 2005, we had a great deal of difficulty in dealing with paratransit. We evolved that significantly after that period of time, and I think that we have one of the most significant paratransit operations in any transit agency, certainly in the Bay Area, and VTA is very proud of that. My sense is that we can always expand, we can always increase the availability of paratransit services, but I would say this, that there is no cash cow out there. We have to scrape for every dollar that we get, and it's up to the board to make sure that the staff is directed to use those monies appropriately, but we will continue to advocate for and continue to outreach for those funds.
Thank you, Chairman. Council member and VTA Vice Chair Caldwell, please answer yes or no, and you have 1 minute to elaborate.
Yes, and as I've said many times before, I'll probably say again in the future, there are a lot of really lofty, important goals that VTA has with congestion management, obviously the BART project, trying to get people that are in their cars, out of cars to get to their jobs. But I don't think there's anything more important for any transit agency than to provide transit to those that have no other options. That includes those that live in poverty, that don't own vehicles, and that rely on public transit, and of course those that, for whatever reason, if they're senior or disabled or both, have the option to be able to use some form of transit to get them where they need to go. And you know, our county is huge. City of San Jose is almost 180 square miles. So the minimum 3/4 mile rule, when we change transit routes, if someone's living 3/4 away and now they're a mile away, someone that's mobile can make that extra 1/4 mile. Someone that's not, it doesn't make a difference if it's 3/4 or a mile. So I think that we need to be a little more flexible and figure out ways to make sure people have access to get where they want to go.